People Network.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Chyanne. I'm the owner of Bohemian Virtue, an all-natural, holistic, feminine healthcare business, basically. So I'm pro-women, I'm pro-herbs, I'm a doula, I help with birth, I make beautiful things, I love to create, so you can catch me dabbling in some jewelry or, whatever my ancestors want me to be, really.
What is a doula?
A doula is, it actually, the word breaks down to a woman servant. So a doula serves women, specifically pregnant women, um, women through all, especially pregnancy, because pregnancy is obviously something very important. So all parts of pregnancy, so postpartum, during birth, miscarriages, abortions, anything dealing with birth.
Okay. So, what would you say is your philosophy about birth? A lot of controversy. Pro-life, pro-choice.
Yeah.
What's your stance? Okay, I'm sorry. My fault.
No, you're okay.
That was a loaded question.
I got
So
you.
this is the first part.
Okay.
What's your philosophy about birth?
My philosophy on birth is, I'm sorry, I love birth. I think it's sacred. It's a portal. I think it's ancestral. We, as women of color, we are really trained to come from a place where we give birth in a room with our grandmothers and our aunts. So I love the hospital. I'll serve people in the hospital. I'll serve any birth. But I just would love to return back to the ancestral ways of herbs and natural alternatives, and just without modernized medicine or really any interventions at all, because it's a lot of interventions when it comes to birth. They want to poke you and prod you and put you on machines when you go in there, and I don't think that's all necessary. For some people it truly is. Some people really do need to maybe go to a hospital to birth, but
Okay, would you say there are any benefits to modern medicine?
I feel like we can heal everything in our body, any ailment of any sort, from an herb, personally. But I also actually went to nursing school because I wanted to be a healer at a young age. So I do see how it can be advantages of it, but I feel like the disadvantages don't outweigh the advantages, if that makes sense. I just feel, I feel like maybe if you have a high risk pregnancy, so maybe where you do need to be on a monitor, and somebody like a doula like me, I can't provide that for you. I don't have any monitors. I don't work with that. So maybe, possibly, some mothers do need that. But I feel like that's fine.
Okay.
For me to say.
So we've been doing it naturally longer than we haven't been as humans.
Yeah, before there was a hospital, we were giving birth. We were having beautiful, healthy babies. Our ancestors were having beautiful, healthy babies before it was ever a hospital. Because hospitals are not ancient. Herbs are ancient. Crystals are ancient.
Okay, so what was it that made you want to become a doula?
I love this question. It's one of my favorite questions. I was doing research and I found out that black women die at a 40% higher rate than white women in hospital settings specifically, and specifically during childbirth. So I asked God what God want me to do to help that. And next thing I knew, I was a damn doula. Really, that's truly the truth.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really how it happened. But really because I wanted to curve those numbers. Because I feel like there should be no reason that a gap is that big. 40% higher rate than... And they said specifically it's usually the educated black woman that dies in a hospital. Not just someone who isn't educated. The women who come in with degrees and diplomas and, accolades to their name, they are more at a risk for dying.
Okay, so what is it a doula does to reduce those risks?
So I'm there to at least be your advocate. I know the birthing system. I have 11 doula babies. I've seen 11 babies be birthed.
Wow.
So a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people ain't seen 11 babies be birthed truly time and time again. So I know a lot about birth. And I mean, this was before I didn't even plan on knowing this much about birth, but now I just know a lot about birth. But yeah, I'm there. I help advocate for my patient. I let them know because doctors come in and they speak all these big words and they say we're gonna put you on pitocin. And then, of course, any normal person, not even has to be black or white, somebody who's really not educated in that field is going to be like, what the fuck is Pitocin? Right. So you have a doula there to say, Pitocin will help you speed along your labor. It may speed it along too much to where it might mess you up, but this is what Pitocin is. And it's your choice to pick if you want Pitocin or not. Or, it doesn't have to be about Pitocin or anything, but it's just an advocate. Also, I give to speak for you because usually people don't go to the hospital. Like, a lot of people have really never been in a hospital before it's a shock. It's bright lights. It's just like when a baby come out and you're born in a hospital. It's bright lights. It's people touching you that you don't know. You haven't heard any of these voices in your mommy's belly. So, yeah, to be an advocate. I also, I love herbs. So really, like, before a problem gets too big, usually my clients will come to me and, I can usually make them a tea or I can make them something that will help curve what may have happened. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully.
I mean, I have a clearer understanding now.
Yeah.
A much clearer understanding.
So, yeah, just to let people know, these are your options. People don't know all their options when they're in the hospital, when they birthing. They don't even know that you don't even have to birth at a hospital if you don't want to. We have a birthing center here. You can birth at home in your tub if you want to. If you hire me as your doula, I'm going to be there wherever you are. So I don't give a damn if you want to birth outside. I guess I will be outside with you.
Okay, so what is the difference between a midwife and a doula?
I love this question. So really, okay. So most midwives, you have to go to school, you have to go to college. So this is a medical degree that you're getting. You can either be coming at something from a medical side or typically you be coming at it from a natural side. This is like what the war is. So midwives are typically medical. You may actually even find some midwives that are herbalist and a midwife. So they can give you, the best of both worlds. A midwife is somebody who is certified to birth a baby anywhere, in a hospital and at home, but they're medically trained to, if something goes wrong, then they can pull out, they can get medicine from a hospital to pull out and give you that if you're at your home. You don't have to be in the hospital to still receive medical midwife care.
Okay.
But yeah, and then doulas are more so, what can we say, like a bestie during pregnancy. Like, I'll be there through anything. If you want me to catch your baby, I might have to do that, but I'm really not medically certified to do that. So would you say your relationship with your client is more intimate than a midwife's? Yeah, it's way deeper because you only really meet with your midwife. I've never had a baby. I've never had a baby, but according to all my clients, I'm pretty sure you only meet with your midwife like 4 or 5 times during your pregnancy. It's a 20-minute check-in. It's, hey, how are you? How's baby? Let's plug them up. Let's get them on the screen. We'll make sure they're good. And then, it's on. So as a doula, I meet my clients for breakfast, for lunch. We talk on the phone. It's constant care. I'm here for you and your baby in your best interest. So I don't really care what the hospital has to say. I don't really care what you have to say, what this baby has to say. I'm here for y'all best interest. But I do, and now let me not say I don't care what my mothers have to say, because that's actually very important to me, because some midwives don't listen. Some midwives, you can tell them, hey, I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like, let's just say, I could maybe feel like it was something wrong with my baby, and I could tell my midwife, and they might not even listen to me. So a doula is an advocate, a real listening ear, somebody to massage you. You don't get that. The doctors don't do that at the hospital. They're not going to touch you. They're going to come check in and take your vitals and leave. And leave you in that room. So you better hope you got somebody in that room that's going to support you. Because some mamas don't. I've even assisted in births where the man who laid down and had this baby with you is not even here. And I'm here to be your advocate. So let's get this job done.
Well, I do want to commend you for your service. And what
Thank
do.
you. It's a blessing to be. I'm honored to have got the calling, cause I never seen myself. I never knew what a doula was. I never seen myself doing this. Like, I went to nursing school. I was a server. I was a CNA. I was a healer always, but a doula, I didn't even know what that was until doing some research online and seeing that black women die at a 40% higher rate. And that was a fucking red flag for me. I was like, oh, hell no. We can't have that. Because I love black women.
Word.
So, yeah.
So how do you deal with excuse me. Have you ever dealt with birth complications?
Let me take a time to really think about this because this is really deep. So when we say birth complications, are we saying like minor birth complications or like major birth complications?
So I don't know much as a man. In
Yeah.
my mind, I'm thinking maybe the umbilical cord,
Wrapped around a baby neck.
breech birth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is you know something. Breech babies. Okay, so let's talk about that. The hospitals look at breech babies like an emergency. As a doula, a natural doula, I don't really look at a breech birth as an emergency. That baby is gonna come down regardless. Yeah, they might come feet first, which is scary as hell. But to me, that's not a medical emergency. But your midwife at the hospital, that might be a medical emergency for them. Because they're not used to that. So they're gonna medically
for that.
Yeah, they're gonna insert medical interventions for that. Because that's an emergency to them. Coming at it from that side. So a breech baby, I haven't birthed a home birth breech baby, but I've had a couple babies where they was breeching. I just tell them go swim in, and we find little fun alternatives, and all my babies turn around. Or they can also, the hospital, they have options where they can go in before you go into labor. They can turn the baby for you. It's painful though.
Ooh,
yeah, they can go to mommy's belly and they'll turn the baby around. Yeah, a breech baby. Yeah, that's the fact.
To me, it sounds like an aggressive.
That sounds scary as hell, right? Sounds like you would need a doula there for that. Because that seems like that would be traumatizing to me. And I've never had a baby before.